New lesson for today. This is an important and interesting lesson for us to know about the CCTV or the closed circuit television, that also in fire detection and alarm system, which is it does. This is for the quarter 3, week 5 to 6, module 1. The learning competency is install electrical system, auxiliary outlet, and lighting fixtures. Our expectation for this lesson is identify the types of the camera, select the right camera to be used, appreciate the usage of CCTV in residential or commercial places. I have my discussion also in the fire alarm, not only in CCTV, because CCTV and fire alarm is one of the essential devices for us to know if we have our, especially in commercial buildings, so you should have CCTV, and if that's for the safety of the people, for us also. So before I begin in our important topics or lesson today, our previous discussion is test the wiring installation if it is grounded, and to find out further defects such as the grounded circuit. I think there are 5 steps. So what are those 5 steps to do in checking the grounded? Okay, good. Number 1 is shut off the main breaker. Of course, for your safety, you should turn off the main breaker. That is number 1. So number 2, find the grounding rod driven into the ground. Of course. Number 3, check the ground connection clamp if it is tight. Make sure the grounded clamp is tight. Number 5, which is the last, it is only 5 steps for us to do to make sure to find out what would be the grounded devices, and we have to test through the multi-tester, which device are grounded that are attached to our panel or outlets or any electrical devices. So introductions. The CCTV system provides surveillance capability, use and protection of people, assets, and system. Nowadays, we are using CCTV. Even our school establishment, this is to protect the assets of the owner or the administrator. A CCTV system serves as mainly security force multiplier. It is to record the events, especially when there is an accident or incident happen. This is also a proof of evidence, providing surveillance for a larger area. More of the time than would be feasible with security personnel alone. CCTV systems are often used to support comprehensive security system incorporating video coverage and security alarms for barriers, intrusion, detection, access control. For example, a CCTV system can provide means of assess an alarm generated by intrusion detection system and a record of event. So these are the functions of CCTV. CCTV system have many components with a variety of functions, features, and specification. The key components including the camera lenses, data distributions. A CCTV or a closed circuit television is um, the mainly function is to minimize crimes. The key components include the cameras, lenses, data distribution, power and lighting, among others. Some CCTV technologies continually undergo features refinements to improve performance, such as digital equipment, option, data storage, component miniaturizations, wireless communication, and automated image analysis. So what are the types of the CCTV? Because we have to focus only in CCTV, but we don't know yet the types of those CCTV. So when it comes with to securing our business, there are many different types of CCTV to choose. Not only one, but many CCTV. It depends upon your establishment or choices of CCTV. But so maybe uh, it differs of the prices and the specification. So these are the sample of CCTV can be found in streets, establishments, schools, or even residentials. But for those only can afford the CCTV, not all residential houses have CCTV, especially in our country. CCTV plays a huge part in today's society, and with camera around us, our day-to-day lives are experiencing higher level of security each day. So to secure our lives and establishment. So CCTV plays a huge part into the society, and with cameras around us, day-to-day lives experiencing a higher security each day. So what are those different types of CCTV? So here we run through these types of camera and what makes them unique and more suitable for some venues over others. So what are different types of CCTV cameras? First is the dome camera, the bullet, the C-mount camera, the day-night camera, and the PTZ's camera. So there are five types of CCTV. Maybe there are types, more types in CCTV, but they are these are only most common CCTV camera in the market. Dark fighter technology cameras. So these cameras can pick up colored images in very low light conditions. So of course this camera is very expensive. it depends upon the specification, can pick up high quality image and doesn't require extra light source, because there are CCTV that cannot function in the dark um, environment, can only function in the light environment. So CCTV, it differs upon their specification. So next is ANPR or LPR cameras. These cameras, or stands for automatic number plate recognition, or LPR stands for license plate cameras. This CCTV camera was used in America to detect the overspeeding, the plate number of the car owner. Can this camera detect for that? So other benefits of ENPR cameras include the smart features, information storage. Can store information of the plate number of the owner. It can easily identify cars that have been banned for a premises. Allows the business to run smoothly. So these are some benefits of this camera. Internal and external dome camera. It's most commonly used in indoor and outside or outdoor security and surveillance. Can be found in malls, department stores, because it is mostly commonly used camera. Difficult for onlookers to tell which way the camera is facing, because you cannot notice the angle of the lens of the camera, because strong face design, deterring criminals by creating an air of uncertainty. Other benefits of internal and external dome cameras include the ease of installation, vandal resistance features, or ER night vision. Next is the bullet camera. The bullet camera, which requires long distance viewing. The strengths lie specifically in application which require long distance. Installed within protective casing, the cameras can shield it against dust, dirt, and other not national, rather natural elements. The cameras can easily be mounted with the mounting bracket. We also use this camera for the establishment malls. I have seen this camera also in malls and establishment. Also common use camera. Other benefits of bullet camera includes the night vision. Can also detect image from a dark environment, especially night. Compact size edge installation, high quality image resolution. Next is the same mount camera. So a lot of cameras or um, CCTV or closed circuit television that we have to choose. It depends upon our specification of our establishment. So it's for you to choose if you are the owner, or if you build an establishment or buildings, malls, or even convenience store. for your safety, you have to use the CCTV. Other benefits of ballot cameras includes also, let's do the same camera. Those cameras commonly detect an image 35 to 40 feet, but this camera can detect beyond 40 feet. So same mount camera, because of the special lenses with this camera, whereas standard CCTV can only detect or cover distance 35 to 40 feet. So remember, the same mount camera can detect more than the distance of 40 feet. The benefits can support changes in technology, effective for indoor use, but also a bulky size makes them noticeable. We can notice them because of his size. So day and night camera. Next, which is the day and night camera. Capable of operating both normal and poorly environment. So it can capture clear video images in the dark. Of course, of this specification, day and night camera. Record both color and black and white, because there are also camera that can only record black and white, and it will blur with the long distance. The image of a human will not clearly be seen because of the blurred lenses. It depends upon the distance. Next is the PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom camera. These cameras can tilt, can move left to right, ups and down. These cameras are used in situation where a lifeguards or surveillance specialists are operating a security system. Commonly used in big establishment also, or even in high-tech jail, or especially in Muslim countries, they are using this to prevent the inmates to escape from the jail. So other benefits of the PTZ cameras: 200-meter night vision, X36 optical zoom can zoom the image of the persons very clearly in this camera. High quality image resolution. Now let's go to the thermal image camera, infrared cameras. The thermal image camera can see over long distance up to 300 meters away. Imagine this camera can capture an image of 300 meters away. So this thermal image camera. Detect intruders to 250. Of course, if you make sure of your safety. You have to use this camera because this camera would detect an image, especially human intruders to your establishment or factory in just 250 to 300 meters away from your factory or establishment. A good blue or good in blue light, thermal radiation passes through these wall barriers. Aside from the CCTV, because CCTV can be noticed, there are also camera today that we call this discrete camera. Allow the discrete placement can be placed in um, inside the table, stop toys that cannot be noticed if there is an intruders can be placed in the flower base. So the special benefits of this CCTV camera includes can be frapped up or mounted, can be disguised in various objects. It is effective only for indoors or indoor use. There are three factors that need to know to be considered in selecting the CCTV. First, the correct lenses. But it depends upon your budget because our budget, if but if you look for your safety, you should know, you should use or you should buy the camera suited for your safety, not only you but the family or the people around you. This will ensure that you receive a quality image. First, the correct lens. Choosing the right lens will allow your camera to focus and will bring enough light to sensor the camera, helping you to read registration plates and recognize faces. Number two is the correct sensor. There are two things to make or to take note when finding the right sensor: the type and size. These are the CMOS or the complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Next is the CCD, the charged coupled devices cameras. The CCTV or CCD are most or more expensive than CMOS, and they produce a clear images or image in deal or ideal for identifying faces and registration plate. The correct output resolution. More pixels. The more pixels, the better the pictures. The clearer the image. The highest resolution you can get is the 700 TBN, but many mainstream cameras range between 300 to 550 TBN. It is important to match the resolution that your camera can produce. Anything more is completely unnecessary. So what to look when buying a CCTV system? Should my CCTV camera be discrete or visual deterrent? Or do I know what to use in indoor and outdoor? What are the light conditions like? Is image clarity important? Is audio required? So you are the one to choose if you buy. But if you choose a good quality, buy specification that is suited to your environment, suited to your your establishment. This is for you, the safety of every people around you. Should my CCTV camera be discreet or visual deterrent? Box camera present an obvious sign for everyone to pass that they are being recorded in CCTV, and this can be a great deterrent for the thief and crime. Deterrent, you cannot act um, unethical because the camera is focused on you and it is recorded. How do I know what to use in indoor and outdoor? When thinking where you would like to place in your camera, you might want to think about how they will mount it. Depending on the place, depending on the the camera to be mounted, and it is focused on the lobby or it is focused on the inside of your store, outside, or everywhere in your establishment that needs safety. So it's either indoor or outdoor because there are CCTV camera can can be mounted indoor or that can be mounted also outdoor. How do I know what to use in indoor and outdoor? So I discussed this already. So what are the light conditions like? Test different camera models to say what work based on the lighting in your area, because no matter whether they are inside or outside lighting well, deeper throughout the day, you will want to check any reflection and backlighting during the night and day. This image clarity is important. Take note, image clarity or should more um, clarity is important. So let's go to the individual performance. Because we already discussed the different types of camera. So what are those types of camera? What are the 5 types of camera? Can you still remember? Who can give me the 5 types of camera? I will give you 5 minutes. Not only 5 minutes, I give you only 5 seconds. Okay, very good. There are 5 types of CCTV camera nowadays. First is the dome camera. Second is the bullet camera. Third is the Simon camera, the day and night camera, and the PTZ camera. But don't forget that there are also camera that we call that camera is discrete camera, can be placed in or can be mounted anywhere that can that the intruders or people cannot recognize that this is a camera or that is the camera because it mount it mount, or it placed in the flower base or stock toys that we cannot notice if that is the camera. So our individual performance is, why do we need to install, of course, fire alarm and CCTV in the public places or in building establishments? Write your answer at the blank paper. Write your name, your section, and the quarter. So quarter 3, week 5 to 6. I will give you 10 minutes to answer. Okay? This individual performance number 2 for you to answer after the video I present to you. So I have here all videos. So before I make the PowerPoint, I have videos for you to guide. This video was taken during before the pandemic or the COVID-19. This is um, serve as guide in layouting the installation of fire detection and alarm system, and also in CCTV. This will be the layout for the in situ, in electrical installation and maintenance. So this I will show you how to lay out the CCTV and IPDAS before installing, based on the layout of in situ assessment in electrical installation and maintenance. So make sure you already familiarize or memorize the measurement. I have a video in this lesson for you to guide or to view and use as guide for IFDAS or fire alarm and detection, or fire detection and alarm system, or IFDAS, and also the closed circuit television. So this video will, or I will show you how to lay out first before installing the IPDAS or the fire detection and alarm system and the closed circuit television or CCTV, based on the layout of in situ assessment in EIM or electrical installation and maintenance. So make sure first you have to memorize and familiarize the measurement of the layout. These videos are taken before the pandemic or the COVID-19. So this is the first video that I will show you. Okay. That video is on how to layout first in installing CCTV and fire alarm detection. Now, I will remind you that this video or all videos in the video lesson was taken before the pandemic or COVID-19. I will show you on how to install thermal image camera. So this is a CCTV unit available in our school in Loray 2 Barangay High School, and it is for actual performance only for the student to be equipped in skills of CCTV and fire alarm installations. I will show you. So you have to follow the procedure upon installing in CCTV to make it sure the proper connection and it will function very well during testing. That actual installation was taken during the time of the grade 11. My actual demonstration for the installation last year during our class. So that grade 11 student was now a grade 12 this year, 2021. That would be the panel box of the CCTV, that is 12 volts, and you have to connect the UPS. So the cord connect the camera to the box of data recorder, to the 12 volts, and then the UPS and the monitor. So see to it that you have to connect it properly. So the next video was step-by-step installation procedure in installing the fire detection and alarm system, because I not only discuss the CCTV, but it will package our discussion today the installation of the fire detection and alarm system for you to know to how to connect the FDAS and also how to connect the CCTV. This video can give an idea to guide on what would be the first devices to be connected, the size of wire to be used in the fire detection alarm system. There are two types of wire. That wire that is the electronics for the fire detection panel, and the wire from the EC to the panel. So the hook up wire 22, which is solid wire for the connection of the devices from the different devices of the fire alarm, which is the smoke detector, the bill or the horn strobe, and the manual force station or the MPS. Of course, the size of wire, which is number 12, for the easy connections from the panel to the circuit breaker, which is 20 amperes to power the CCTV. CCTV can power easy and the battery operated, because when there is a brownout, you can use the battery for the supply, continuous supply of the fire detection and alarm system. So this is the video on how to connect, how to install the wires from the panel to the different devices connected in this panel of the fire alarm system. So I only test, I only sample connection for this, because during the installation you have to place all the wires, or uh, all the wires in the molding. But before you connect, or before you place the wires on the molding, in the molding rather, you have to see to it that this is the proper connections. Examine first, testing first before the final connections. See to it that you have your multi-tester for you for the continuity of the wire, because if there is no multi-tester, you cannot connect, you cannot determine the continuity if there is an open circuit for your wire to the devices connect to the fire fire alarm panel. Example, the smoke detector. In the smoke detector, there is an indicator there, letters and numbers for you to connect, and if there is no multi-tester, you cannot connect the continuity of the wire, and it will not function the smoke detector or other devices of the panel. So, okay. So that is the procedure on how to install or testing before installing the fire alarm system. So the last video is how to test if it will function very well. So before installing, make sure or you have to see to it that the CCTV or closed circuit television and fire detection and alarm system would function very well by testing using the standard procedure. So this is the video on how to testing the IPDAS. So it is the sound of the bell that the panel is connected properly to the devices. Hope this video lesson can give you all the skills and knowledge about the topics. Then we can pass your output before the next topic. Of course, you will use the band paper and in making a sample layout the fire alarm and CCTV. And you can perform actual in our shop, but see to it we have to observe the safety protocols and social distancing. We have to wear the face shield and face mask during our actual performance. We cannot perform all in the same time, but I will give you a schedule for your actual performances, either two-person in that particular period or 2 to 5 persons, because our cubicle is only 8 cubicles. You have to perform the layout and the actual connections of this very important devices for our safety, which is the CCTV and the fire detection alarm system. So again, I will collect your individual performance before we start with our new lesson, which is how to lay out, and I will give you rubrics for that, based on your performance, and that rubrics will give you score based also the output, so you have to give it to me. The highest score is 20. So thank you and see you for our next lesson. So this is our third quarter video lesson, which is focused on the CCTV. And I also include the fire detection and alarm system. Thank you and good day.